All right, hello everyone. My name is Matthew Silva, and my professional photographer that I chose for this presentation is Atiba Jefferson. So, the brief overview of Atiba Jefferson is he's a famous skateboarding photographer who gained most of his popularity through skateboarding photography, obviously. As his work began to get more popular, he transitioned more into sports photography and commercial photography. Overall, he just takes pictures of cool stuff within our culture. Although I have noticed that there is more of a focus on basketball. So here's some shots of him. This one is from his early career in the mid 90s, I believe. And this is a more recent photo up in the right corner. So for the timeline, Atiba was born in Colorado Springs. He moved to California in 1995 to pursue skateboarding and skateboarding photography. Him and his twin brother were both massive skateboarding fans. He began working at a skate shop in Los Angeles, which would get him to shoot more skaters and get his name into that world. He ended up shooting a lot of famous skateboarders such as Eric Costin, Mark Gonzalez, Tony Hawk, and Andrew Reynolds. And for those who aren't very familiar with skateboarders, those are very legendary skateboarders. He started working for magazines such as Slap, Thrasher, and Transworld. I believe Transworld was his first magazine that he worked for, and back in those days, the skateboarding magazines were very almost tribalistic. So to say that he worked for all these different skateboarding companies is actually pretty impressive, because if you were a photographer for Thrasher, most likely Transworld would not want you, and vice versa. So in the late 90s, around 1999, Atiba got the chance to start shooting with the LA Lakers, and he shot a lot of stuff with Kobe Bryant. He even has a photo shoot with Eric Costin and some of the other skateboarders with Kobe Bryant, which was a pretty cool photo shoot. Some of his highlights is that he got to shoot Michael Jordan and even young and up-and-coming LeBron James. I also added in that he was featured in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchises. That's how popular he is within the skateboarding culture and photography culture. I threw this link right here, which kind of is like a timeline of Atiba's life or more like his career. I'll throw these also in the discussion board. So let me talk about some of his pieces. So this is one of my favorite images from Atiba Jefferson. This is a Thrasher cover featuring Tyshawn. I'm blanking on his last name, but his first name is Tyshawn. He did this giant gap across the subway. I think he did a kickflip, or it looks more like a heel flip. Doesn't really matter. The reason why I like this shot so much is the leading lines of the yellow bars of the train station. That looks awesome. The framing of him at the top, and overall, this is a dangerous shot to get. And the fact that they were synchronized in the photo and in real life to capture, excuse me, I got kind of stumbled up on my words. This is a pretty dangerous shot, so the fact that they captured this and they only had one chance, one time when he landed it, it's very impressive. Here's one of the photo shoots he got to do with Kobe Bryant. There's not much I need to say here. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, he got to shoot Kobe Bryant. I believe this is for the Olympics, and I mean, it's just iconic. So I'm not even gonna go too into depth with this. This is just incredible. This is one of my favorite shots from Atiba. This is Andrew Reynolds doing a front side flip over, I believe this is or this is a double set. I didn't count the stairs, but this is an iconic, absolutely iconic piece in photography, especially in skateboarding photography. You'll see this piece in almost every local skate shop around the country. Just the crowd and the vibe of this picture is insane. I also like the framing of it, that it's not perfectly centered because it captures just how many people are there. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a super clear version of this photo, but you get the gist from this. And here's the last photo that I included. This is another historical moment in skateboarding. This is when Tony Hawk did the first loop-de-loop on a skateboard. And it's kind of crazy how skateboarding photography works, because the person doesn't even have to land the trick to make it look like they landed the trick. But every single skateboarding like photography, like poster or magazine, it's always of when they do land the trick. So in this shot, you know that Tony Hawk ended up doing the entire loop, and that's just skateboarding history. And also the framing of this being perfectly centered, his shutter speed must have been cranked up so high to be able to capture him directly in the middle. I just find a lot of his work to be super impressive, and he's kind of an inspiration for me. So yeah, that's Atiba Jefferson.